Yo, we're back with another video behind the scenes, and today's video is all about Black Friday because, wow, it's been a shit show. Max, how you feeling, man?
Tired, exhausted.
Poor Max, he hasn't left the computer. Neither one of us have left that computer, or that computer too. You're right now in Cairo, which I would say is probably the last place I would ever run my business from. The internet is just so bad, guys. I'm talking like 1 to 2 upload download is fortunate. We're saying good internet if you find that. That's even in 5-star hotels. I literally called a co-work space and they're like, yeah, we have an upload and download of 3, and they were so proud of it.
Out of 150 countries that were ranked for Wi-Fi speeds, Egypt ranked 146.
Very nice. Now, I always thought that launch day would be the fun day. You put your feet up and you just watch sales come in, or you watch the success of all your hard work. Turns out you just work 10 times harder on launch days. It's one of the most stressful things, and I've been preparing for this for ages, guys. Like, Max and I took 2 weeks in Turkey to update the entire webinar, the sales video, almost 3 weeks of like 8-hour days to complete these projects. So that was insane. I thought it would take 2 to 3 days. It took 3 weeks. And then from there, we had to finish the website, and that's been just back and forth all day. You say move one banner down a little bit, and then they move the banner down a little bit, and then all of a sudden everything's out of whack. It's a rule of thumb in life. I mean, especially when you start running your own business, you will see this for yourself. So Black Friday launched 5 hours ago. My YouTube video is just exporting, so it's gonna be about 6 hours late. Definitely a little disappointed about that. But the reason is because my library continuously crashed and it wouldn't even open this morning. We had to do a ton of troubleshooting. We had some corrupt file inside of the library that screwed everything up. But again, the reason I share all this, and some of you might be like, I don't care, it's just I want to give you a bit of a feel for how much problem solving goes into being a content creator. No matter what, even the streamlined projects, some of them go well, there's always going to be something that goes wrong. It could be your video doesn't want to export, it could be your hard drive doesn't want to mount. There will always be that 1 or 2 or sometimes 20 things, and we've had our fair share here on this Black Friday. But we came out victorious. Brother, you work very hard.
Thank you.
One of the hardest workers I know.
Thank you.
Respect.
Respect.
Respect. Hurry up. I have dinner to get to. We haven't eaten in 12 hours. Oh, hello there. The internet's better in the hallway. We are speeding along here in a taxi on our way to a dinner appointment that we're already half an hour late for. I haven't been able to fully upload my video, so the personal hotspot is on, and I wait. And I hope that this video gets uploaded, because it's a Black Friday video and it's already so late. It's like 6 hours late at this point. But, oh well. Pretty crazy. So far we have had, let's see how many students have joined. So far in the first like 6 or 7 hours of Black Friday, we've had 220 students join. It's unbelievable. It hasn't really sunk in. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm very aware of what sort of like accomplishment and how incredible that is, but at the same time we are so busy right now. Max and I haven't had a chance to take a breath, so I hope once I get this video set to live and I'm sitting down at dinner, I will be able to relax a little bit, because it's been go go go. But yeah, hard work has really paid off, so feels good. And it's ready. Finally. I can finally be normal again. Wow. That was probably one of the most chaotic months of my life. From Turkey, working on updating the webinar, to then moving on to Egypt while traveling like crazy and trying to finish the sales video, the 10-minute video that lived on the sales page. And then, of course, getting the whole new website refresh and so many other components in between that, to be honest, you never think about until it's time to actually launch something. There was 1,000,010 things going on, and somehow we pulled it off. And honestly, It's because of my team. It's because I've been able to build an amazing team of supportive people who are hardworking and skilled at what they do. I could not do this all alone. And I want to take a second here, guys, because this is an emotional moment for me. This is a moment where it's finally setting in. I've left the chaos of Cairo. I'm in a beautiful, comfortable hotel here in Dubai. There's peace on the street. There's not honking horns, and the Black Friday sale is complete now, and it went way better than I expected. Way better than I expected. I want to take a second to give you a bit of a behind the scenes into all of this, because this is what this channel's for. I want to start off by explaining a bit of the story, because it wasn't overnight success. It was far from it. My first ever digital product, my first ever product was my How to Travel Thailand video guide. To build that product was a massive challenge for me. I took all of my travel experiences, all of my thoughts, and I put them together in one place. I tried to create a video itinerary that would give somebody the best trip possible in Thailand. And to do that, it took me probably 2 or 3 weeks to build. But it wasn't just putting together the video guide, it was learning how to build my website. And at the time I was hosting on Squarespace, I believe. It was figuring out, how do I fix that broken link? How do I get that image to stay in place and not be off center when I go on mobile? The reason I want to tell that story is because when I launched that product, guys, I thought I'd make thousands of dollars. I thought this would be a product that really got me excited about having my own website, having my own product to sell. I thought maybe I wouldn't need to do brand deals anymore. But let me tell you the reality. On launch day, when I launched my product, I sold 10 of them. I was so disappointed. I had this grand idea of what would happen. I had the audience, I had the product that was great, and I knew it. And ultimately, there was a mismatch. There was a ton of things that I did wrong, but oftentimes you don't know what you're doing wrong until it's too late. Oftentimes, it takes those first mistakes to start doing the right things. First of all, I didn't have an email list, and so people would visit the website, they would see a price tag, and then from there, they would say, I'll think about it. Or maybe they flat out just didn't want it and then they left. The problem with that is that if somebody leaves your website, you essentially don't have a way to retarget them, especially if you're not running Facebook ads, if you don't have a tracking pixel. That's more high level stuff. We're not going to talk about that right now. And if you think about it, most of us, when we go to buy a new video game, a new lens, a new camera, we don't buy it on spot. We need to see it 5 times. We need to go watch reviews. We need to be sure that this decision is the right one. But the problem is, a lot of people will forget. They're gonna get busy, and so your product, whatever it is that you're selling, is very low priority. And so if you don't have an email system, you can't contact them. That was my biggest mistake. The next biggest mistake was I overpriced. I was trying to charge $200, $197 for a video guide to Thailand. I realized very quickly that while I truly believe it was worth that dollar value, most people are not willing to spend that. And so again, there is a mismatch here in what people are willing to pay and what it is that I was offering. And so my results were very subpar, but I didn't give up. I met one guy who came onto my team, and he actually started off as a fan of mine. He was watching all my videos in the early days. He used to send me these awesome emails full of information, free of charge. He wasn't even trying to get into my business, but one day I said, I need to invite this guy into my business. And so we started working together. He became a business partner of mine, and we worked together for a few years until it was time to go separate ways due to just different places in our business. And he was foundational to the early learning lessons of the Lost LeBlanc business. He was foundational to getting my channel to where it is on a business side of things, and I owe so much to him. In fact, I just texted him today saying, dude, I remember my first e-product, selling 10 of them, feeling so disappointed in the results and thinking maybe e-products isn't for me. But then today, I see my results, almost 500 members join Lost Creator Academy during Black Friday weekend, and it's absurd. I'm not gonna try to hide numbers from you guys. You guys are smart enough to be able to figure out that that is, of course, a very exciting result. And so I wanna talk about this right now because I remember 4 years ago, I believe it was, that I launched my Thailand guide feeling like maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not fit to sell a product. Maybe I should just keep doing brand deals. And I was lucky to have that option. Maybe you don't even have that option to do brand deals and you just launched your product. You're fearing the launch of a product because you know nobody's gonna buy it on the opening day. Well, let me try to break that fear down, because this is the purpose of the video here. I want to give you the confidence that what you're doing is not a waste of time. What you're doing is you are learning the valuable lessons that will allow you to build a 7-figure business when the time is right. It might not happen in the first year or the first 5 years, but if you work hard, if you keep your head down even when the results aren't all that exciting, you are learning valuable lessons. After my Thailand travel guide, I released a Philippines travel guide. And then I believe I released my Peru travel guide. These travel guides were not really any more successful than the Thailand one. In fact, my Peru one's probably my least successful product, but at least I started to diversify. I had more products. And so the people that were happy with my Thailand travel guide often went and bought another product. And the people that had no interest in traveling Thailand but wanted to go to South America maybe bought the Peru guide. And so while these products were not, again, game-changing in revenue, they were becoming a bit of a revenue base. They were starting to bring me in reoccurring revenue with little to no upkeep, which was the fantastic part, and one of the reasons why I always recommend going with e-products. Then from there, I released presets, and the presets were moderately successful, but again, these were not the big product that people were just dying to get. I was not the only one selling presets, far from it. It became the thing to do. Everyone started selling presets. But the presets, again, allowed me to learn new valuable lessons about building that product, marketing that product. I did a lot of wrong things and I learned a few great things. And I started taking all of these lessons. And then from there, I built my How to Edit a Travel Video course. And that course was my most valuable one. It was selling at a higher price point because people are willing to spend more money on education than they are willing to spend on travel. My audience, my reputation has been built on travel and making beautiful videos and photos. So in theory, why is it that my How to Edit Travel Video course did so much better than my travel video guides? And my perspective is this: I think people are willing to spend more money on something that will lead to embetterment, to further improvement of themselves, self-development. It seems to be something that people are willing to allow themselves to spend higher dollars on. And I can totally relate to that because I'm always willing to invest in the better lens. I'm always willing to invest in a course that I think can bring me further in my career, because in theory, it should return more money than the money I put into it, as long as I use those tools or that knowledge correctly. Now, I know there could be an argument that you could find all the information on how to travel Thailand on video guides that are freely available on YouTube or on blog posts, but you could also argue the same thing about learning how to edit a travel video. I suppose it took me about two and a half years to release products that were sort of in the wrong direction until I released the right product. Whether it was that the How to Edit a Travel Video course was a better fit for my brand, whether it was just a product that was more in demand, or whether it was just a better alignment with my audience, all these things are hard to understand and hard to know until you've released a few products. You might think today your thing is going to be presets, but later on you realize it's releasing that e-cookbook. And I don't know that answer for you. Only you will be able to do that. But running some preliminary tests is something that I didn't do and something that I wish I had done. And so that's where I started changing my methodology. When it came time, when I realized that, wow, my How to Edit Travel course is doing very well, I started asking, what is the next product up from there? How can I offer something that is even more valuable? Something that can really truly allow somebody to holistically change their business, their entire lives. And that's how Lost Creator Academy started. That idea started 3 years ago, roughly. By the way, this is the only reason I know Christmas is coming. Starbucks cups. So, where was I? So I got to a place where, through trial and error, I realized that my audience wanted more of one product than the other. They wanted to learn how I did this, how I worked from a camera and traveled and edited, and so it was time to build the best product for them. So early on, when it was time to start creating Lost Creator Academy, this is probably back a year and a half now, I was finally ready to sit down and just dive in for the next few months, say no to multi-$1,000 brand deals, say no to travel opportunities, say no to dinners with friends, because it was time to get serious about building something that could outlive my Lost LeBlanc brand, something that could outlive me. And so I wanted to make sure that this wasn't a trial and error experience. I started doing research. I went to my Instagram stories and I started asking people, what was it they wanted from me? And I guided the conversation. Do you want to learn my creative flow? Do you want to learn my business flow? And then from there, I saw it was pretty much 50-50, which told me that maybe I should do a course that offers both. I took it up a level further. I sent out a giant Google form full of questions, asking people, what is it that they struggled with? What is it that they feared? How did they identify their skill level? And very quickly, I started to see a trend. A lot of people were scared of being in front of camera. And so I made sure that my course would identify how to be confident on camera. A lot of people were scared of the idea of making money for themselves, and some people were already content creators but struggling to get paid. So I made sure to really focus in on my LCA curriculum, on giving people those answers, on building out revenue diversification. I even did a full module on how to launch an e-product from all of these very same lessons that I'm talking about right here. And so through testing, through asking people, I was able to learn what it was that people wanted. If you're thinking, I don't have an audience, I can't ask anyone what they want. Well, the thing is, you can actually ask strangers who are in that field. You can literally find groups on Facebook of people who identify themselves as cooks, as creators, as mechanics, and you can start testing in creative ways. And this is something we talked about in Lost Creator Academy, how to get the results without the audience. But to keep things short, you can do it no matter what. And while I would say do some testing, don't do so much testing that you stop yourself from building that first product. It's okay to make a mistake, because even through the mistakes and even through making the wrong product, you will get yourself closer to the right product. Now let's talk about Black Friday for a second, because Black Friday is always a big deal. Why? I'm not quite sure. It's like people's buying mindsets just get triggered. And of course, it's the sales. It gets people excited. But in my opinion, you could run a 15% sale and still see a massive uptick in your sales. And that's because people on Black Friday are just in a buying mindset. And so originally, I wasn't even planning to launch Lost Creator Academy with an exciting sale. But going back to that friend of mine who became a business partner, and I started talking to him about Black Friday. And he knows, because we've worked together on these sales, on these Black Fridays every year. Every year, Black Friday has been better and better and better. To be super transparent, because that's what I want to do for you guys, I want to give you a real look into my business. I was making about $4,000 a month on my products in 2019, before the launch of Lost Creator Academy. That was probably even sometimes a better month than usual. Maybe 3 to 5 on a crazy good month would be average. And that was everything from presets, travel guides, and selling my how to edit a travel video course. I would say how to edit travel video was probably 50% of the income, 20% was presets, and 30% was my travel products. So again, I'm glad I released all of these products. They all added up in their own shape or form. They all brought in revenue that helped build up my business and give me the finances to buy equipment, build a team, continue to fund my travels, which is extremely expensive, by the way. This gave me so much stability in my business. But on Black Friday, it was a different story. Up to this point, my Black Fridays have been very simple. 30% off, send out a bunch of emails to my email list, maybe 3 to 4 emails throughout those 4 days, and then from there, watch the sales come in. It was awesome. If I was making $3,000 to $5,000 a month, I think I made $27,000 last year in Black Friday in a 4-day period, which is more money than I would have made as an accountant in an entire year working from Vancouver, Canada at a 9-to-5 job I hated. No matter how I put things into perspective, that's a lot of money. And it's all because Black Friday is a crazy time to sell. So with that said, I now released Lost Creator Academy, a product that was worth a lot of money. Lost Creator Academy is not a small investment. And so I knew that if I had the right sale, a sophisticated sales system on this day, it could really pay off. And so on Black Friday, I made sure that I had a sale that implemented all of the strategies to have the most successful conversions possible. I used scarcity, I used urgency, and I used an exciting discount full of benefits. While this video won't go into as much depth as the module in LCA will, I want to give you a huge piece of information. Scarcity is an amazing strategy. Only the first 100 people to join LCA on that Black Friday weekend would be receiving my master preset collection, which by the way is a product that's already made, and therefore sending it out to somebody doesn't have any additional cost to me. Yes, in theory they might buy it at a later date, so maybe it's an opportunity cost, but realistically it's a worthwhile sacrifice on my part to get somebody really excited, but not just excited, also be ready, be setting alarms so that they don't hesitate till day 4 of Black Friday weekend. Instead, they are ready to go on the first minute. And just like that, guys, before I even announced Black Friday, the moment I set my website live and updated it with the Black Friday discount, discount, sales were pouring in. People were waiting, and that is because scarcity was used. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is urgency. And urgency was used by basically setting that clock, that timer. This is when the period is going to end. So if you were to see a graph of the sales, the opening day is a massive spike. And then from there, day 2, it starts to come down. Day 3, it levels off. And day 4, it shoots back up. So it basically looks like a half pipe. The reason that happened is because I had a limited amount of presets ready to go. So those people that knew they wanted to join, that this was the moment, they were ready. They did not waste a second. And so we started at an ultimate high. Day 2, day 3, there's a bit of a lack of urgency because the sale still has 48 hours, 72 hours left. So people don't feel like it's the time to act. But on day 4, I made sure that my emails, my Instagram stories started to communicate that this sale was not coming back, which is completely true. This was the best time to buy LCA of the year. And so those people that have been on the fence, and I'm talking about really on the fence, maybe people are still trying to figure out if they can afford it. Maybe some people are trying to figure out if this is actually a worthwhile investment. Well, in those last 24 hours, we again see a giant spike back up, and this is very typical. This is something that's common in sales, and it's because those people don't want to miss out. They know that this is the best chance because they trust what I have to say. And so some people just took those 2, 3, even 4 days to sit on it, but then they committed. So I wanted to give you guys this because it gives you a bit of information on how to do your own sales, how to sell your own products. In Lost Creator Academy, I want to teach you all about it. How to run a successful launch campaign, what kind of products could be a great fit for you, how to start selling them on Shopify, Squarespace, whatever platform it is. I'll even show you how to set up your pixel. All of these things that have enabled me to start running ads, to start getting far better results with my business. And so, in short guys, it is a journey to get to where you want to be. It's not going to happen overnight. You might sell 0 products on your opening day, but that's fine. That is totally okay. Be okay with making no money for the first year, for the first 2 years, because as long as you're doing what you love, in time you will start to get results. And these results may become insanely exciting, as they are for me here today. The thought of 500 people all standing in a room saying, I am willing to entrust you with my hard-earned money, I'm willing to invest in something that you built, it says so much to me. And yes, of course, the financial side is rewarding, but I think the most rewarding side of all of this is just knowing how many people can change their lives with the product I built. I didn't build this product only to make money. I built this product to share something that radically changed my life. That gave me an opportunity to go from being miserable and even at some points depressed to today being able to live a life from Dubai, from Bali, to be able to make great income while doing it and truly feeling as free as I ever have. And guys, I want to close this video here with probably the most valuable thing out of all of this. The reason I'm successful today is that very same mindset that I had when I only sold 10 products. It's the very same mindset that I had when I was doing my YouTube channel early on, and I heard stories of schoolmates, people from my university who I respected, were ridiculing me. It's the very same mindset I had on those rough weeks and months where money was tight and growth was slow and self-doubt was kicking in. The reason there is success at the top is because there's very few people who get here. A lot of people will see those 10 sales and turn back. Some people will even see 0 sales and feel like this is not the path for them. But if you're the kind of person that can take no after no until you finally get your yes, until you finally find that win, you will be able to take this mindset into every single part of your life. And so it doesn't matter if one day you decide that you're done with content creation and you want to go be a figure skater or you want to be a parent. These life lessons will come with you in everything that you do in life. And they are the reason that I have no fear that when YouTube dries up, I will still be successful. I have no fear that if I lost all my money today, I would make it back in a heartbeat, in a different way. Because the skills I've learned today from all of this journey, as well as the mindset I've built, have made me truly unstoppable. And that is why it is so important to surround yourself with like-minded people who inspire you to be greater, who hold you accountable on those days where you might be feeling down on yourself. It is so important to keep pushing forward, and if you do, there's nothing but success waiting for you. All right. That's been a massive talk, a tangent. I honestly thought this would be a 10-minute video, but when I talk, I just talk from the heart and that's it. So that's where it ended. I hope you guys found some value in here. And if you did, then hit the subscribe button because I'm gonna be posting more on here. As I mentioned, there's no timeline, just whenever the next video is ready, you will see it here. All right, guys, don't forget to call your mom.